It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Howdy, howdy. Good morning to you on Wednesday. Hope your week is going swell. It's certainly better than last Wednesday, I think, with all the snow and then -12. So I think we're in better shape, Diana.
Yes, thank goodness. This weather has been so enjoyable. Oh my goodness.
Nice. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. All right, let's do some news. Second man is now in jail, charged in the murder of a homeless man back on February 9th. Springfield Police made the arrest after the 28-year-old man was seen on surveillance video walking with the other man who's charged in the stabbing death, following the victim. Police say he is then seen and heard on the video asking the other man who's charged in the stabbing death about the attack and how bad it was. So he's charged with second-degree murder and some other things.
Oof. Wow. Okay.
Currently, the Greene County Jail is housing nearly 200 people for immigrations and customs enforcement. The county is working with ICE to house illegal immigrants and others prior to what could be potential deportation. Many of the 173 people that are being housed here are from St. Louis, from Kansas City, even as far away as Chicago. And then there are some that have been arrested locally as well. The federal government is reimbursing Greene County $100 a day per detainee to hold the detainees.
Wow. Well, it's now official. Springfield Police can now call for the towing of vehicles that are not properly registered. Police have already said they will use it sparingly and not on the first offense. And supporters of the bill point to a high percentage of vehicles, 47%, that do not have proper license plates or their temporary tags are expired.
Wow.
In the last 2 years, nearly $4 million in taxes have not been paid because of that. So you've been warned. Don't let it lapse.
I mean, doesn't it seem high? 47%?
That is a lot higher than what I thought it would be. But ratio speaking, when you drive around town, how many vehicles do you see with the temporary tags that are expired?
I've seen a bunch, and some of them are expired by 3 or 4 years. I mean, they're like 2021 expirations, and it's right there in big print. So,
right, you're not like getting away with it. It's not a small, it's a 10-point font,
right?
Well, now on to this. Sports gambling is being delayed in the state of Missouri and won't begin until at least the fall. It was supposed to begin by July, and after voters approved Amendment 2 in November, the reason for the delay seems like political technicality. The Secretary of State said the rules don't meet the proper emergency criteria.
Yeah, I was trying to. There's no way to make that radio friendly. The amount of verbiage that was used to describe it. I still don't fully understand what the emergency clause is or does, but that's the issue, is the emergency clause. So I wish I could help you more than that, but I can't.
We can tell people where to look it up. There you go.
It's above me. That's one of those where you need a newspaper article where it's like you can digest it over time.
Yeah.
And figure it out.
You ain't going to get it in 30 seconds here.
No, because I sure didn't. Missouri, meanwhile, is moving toward restricting cell phone use in public and charter schools. A Senate bill would do just that, and Governor Mike Kehoe just came out and announced his support for that bill and is urging lawmakers to pass it. The bill only allows cell phone use at schools in emergencies, for instructional purposes, or when allowed by federal law. And it requires school districts in Missouri to have a policy regarding cell phone use at school. That's something that
that's good.
Well, even the local district, Springfield's been talking about maybe a new policy, updating the policy, because all schools. Well, it's just such a big issue for parents, and teachers.
Yeah, it's a big issue for teachers. My brother was a teacher at Parkview for years, and I mean, you got to give the teachers something to where they can enforce it. Kids just won't listen. And so we're paying for education. Let's get them educated and get them off the phone. So,
well, and kids know when they have the power too, and when the teachers don't.
Yeah.
And they know how to utilize that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, you know that woman from Kimberling City who was accused of trying to sell Graceland
Yeah.
out
What?
from under Elvis's surviving family's feet?
Yeah.
Well, she is now pleading guilty to mail fraud in a wild scheme. This thing,
Oh, wow.
Lisa Finley, again from Kimberling City, claimed that Elvis's daughter borrowed nearly $4 million and used Graceland as collateral before Lisa Marie Presley died back in 2023. So she, the woman from Kimberling City, threatened to sue Graceland if the Presleys didn't pay her nearly $3 million as part of this. Well, the Presley family hired an attorney, and the scheme ended pretty abruptly after that. It fell apart, although there had been forged documents from banks and loan companies and all this sort of thing. Finley has now pleaded guilty, as I said, and will be sentenced in the near future for that.
What great lengths she went to.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a great
story.
idea until you start trying to do it.
Yeah, no, don't do that. It's going to catch up to you.
I mean, on a cocktail napkin, when you're sitting and writing it, you're like, this is how I could do it. And you write it down.
Oh,
nobody says,
bless.
wait a minute, what about this?
Bless her heart.
Yeah.
Well, on to this good news. A local dog park is expanding. You may have heard of the Barkyard. Well, the Barkyard is planning a $2.2 million addition to its location, located just off East Cherry near Highway 65, kind of by Costco area. Off that side road there. It's planning to add about 10,000 square feet to its existing 16,000 square feet.
Nice.
The extra space will negate the need for dog owners to schedule daycare every day because they will have enough room to take dogs that show up. The project should be finished next year. And I know when I've driven by there's a ton of dogs there. So I think it's going to be good to have some more space for them to go and play.
Yeah, it seems to be doing really well. I haven't it's not near our house, so I haven't taken our dogs there, but
no,
man, they have that outside area that I think they're changing that into an inside area as part of this.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Well, on to this. Time is running out, and that's the warning from a Missouri lawmaker about an effort to keep the Chiefs and the Royals in Missouri. Oh boy. Well, today in Kansas City, meetings are taking place to figure out a plan. Both the Chiefs and the Royals said they will leave their current facilities in Jackson County when their contracts expire after their 2030 seasons. The state of Kansas has been making a run at the teams and is offering financial incentives to get them to move across the state line. And Missouri still hasn't come up with a good sales pitch. And Jackson County voters say a resounding no to the footing of the bill for new stadiums there. So that's what the mayor and others are talking about today in Kansas City.
Well, good luck. I mean, it's a tough situation because with Kansas throwing taxpayer money at them and taxpayers in Jackson County saying, we ain't doing that. And I don't know about other counties near there. It's hard to give money to these multi-millionaires, sometimes billionaires, who own teams and the players are making outrageous amounts of money. And then the regular guy living on Average Street is paying all the salaries. You know what I mean?
Average Street. Yeah.
And some of the taxpayers don't even go to games. They don't care. So it's great for the state. It brings in a lot of revenue, obviously, whenever they go to the playoffs and they have all these games and they're doing well. I just don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but they haven't done anything lately.
Well,
it sounds like
promising for Kansas. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, Missouri.
Money talks, no question about it. And it's not like it's far. It's 15 miles.
Yeah,
or whatever.
You're right there.
Yeah. All right. Finally, Springfield has a new coffee and ice cream shop in one. Sips and Scoops is now open on Republic Road near Farm Road 135. And it opened recently, and apparently it's been doing very well. It's been a hot spot now that the weather warmed up because they ran out of ice cream earlier this week. God bless them.
Oh, wow.
So you're doing well, or that area needs an ice cream shop when you run out of ice cream.
At least they didn't run out of coffee.
that
would have been
not that I'm aware of.
terrible.
I saw on their Facebook page, they were saying, please bear with us. We have more ice cream on the way.
Yeah, people ain't got the patience for that. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So good for them. They got to order more ice cream, and people are showing up at the shop and maybe coming back because they want more. So that's good.
That's fun. Speaking of ice cream, can I tell you really quick about a podcast?
Oh, yeah.
It's Joy Robertson's podcast, Savor the Ozarks.
Right.
And she has interviews with people. And she just interviewed Carol Kuntz with Andy's Frozen Custard. So speaking of ice cream, that made me think about the story
Frozen
of
custard.
Andy's. Yeah.
I mean, custard. It's not ice cream.
Did I say ice cream?
Yeah, but the last story was ice cream. So
you're right.
You were
Custard and ice cream. There's a difference, folks.
You'll be corrected if you say it incorrectly.
You're right. I will be. But the story of how Andy's came to be, Joy Robertson goes through that with Carol. And so it was really neat. It's another Around the Ozarks podcast. So listen to that. And that was fascinating. We've got some really neat things here in the Ozarks.
Yeah, and Joy does such an incredible job. She's had such a good long career in journalism. Now she's joining us on the podcast team and Around the Ozarks. So we have Emily Wood and Abby Dyer and
so many great
Deal and so many people doing great podcasts. So make sure if you don't have the Around the Ozarks app, get it and check us out at aroundtheozarks.com. And of course on your Facebooks and other social media sites as well. They're all listed right there, in fact. All right, we both have busy mornings, so we got to go, don't we?
Peace
we got
out.
to run kids and pick up kids and all of that stuff.
I need more coffee.
More coffee. Sips and scoops. There you go. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you right back here on Thursday.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday, February 26th. You are listening to Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather with me, Abby Dyer. Thanks so much for tuning in early this morning. And thanks to our sponsors, John's Heating and Air, Command Family Medicine, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. We are waking up this morning with temperatures in the upper 40s. However, it feels more like 40 degrees when you factor in the wind chill, still well above freezing to start, and it will be another above average day for us here in the Ozarks. I'm tracking a cold front, though, that's going to pass through the Springfield area close to 8 o'clock in the morning, so it comes through early on. It does have a little moisture with it, so I have some rain chances in the forecast today, but it's not going to be a washout or a gully watcher. What was our quiz question the other day? A gully washer. Yeah, that's it. No gully washer today. This one is going to be a very light chance for some rainfall, and it's not a guarantee. It's not going to be a promise that you get rain today, but there will be an opportunity for some showers as we head through later parts of the day. A small rain chance in the forecast this afternoon. That's what I'm tracking. It's coming along with this cold front, and the clouds are already in place. It is a totally cloudy morning in the Ozarks. We are going to see a north wind develop early this morning, and I'm expecting that to continue through the rest of the day. Anywhere from 5 to 15 miles an hour, not too strong, but it is another day above average despite the cold front and the rain chances coming our way. It's just light in nature, no thunderstorm activity, no heavy rain with this opportunity for the rain chance. In fact, a lot of the area does stay dry, as I mentioned. I expect that rain chances start this morning. They persist into the afternoon and come to an end later this evening. I don't expect much in the way of rain after sunset tonight. And forecast amounts, incredibly light, generally less than 1/10 of an inch in the rain gauge. So this is not going to be a soaking rainfall, and many locations will remain dry. But if you have to be outdoors for any period of time today, throw that umbrella in the car. You might want to have it handy. A pair of rain boots might be handy. Most locations will stay dry, and I'm expecting that any rain that does fall will remain very light in nature today. Might just have to use the windshield wipers a few times. Gusty winds are possible later this week. That looks to set up in the area on Friday. And I've got this temperature trend that just looks way above average, really, for the rest of the 7-day forecast. Rain and storm chances are in my forecast for the early part of next week. And I'm still kind of looking at the models, deciding if there's any opportunity for some thunderstorms for us here in the Ozarks. I think there definitely will be south of the Ozarks, but that's kind of to be determined in our forecast. What is certain is that the temperature profile is so so much warmer air, producing temperatures anywhere from 5 to 15 degrees above normal for this time of year. Some locations, by the way, are 50 degrees warmer this week than it was last week. Unbelievable. High temperatures last week on Wednesday, anywhere from 10 to 19 degrees. Today, we're talking about 60 degrees either side of 60. So improvement for sure in the forecast. I expect that numbers will be pushing 70 degrees at places on Friday with those gusty winds that I have in the forecast. Around the country, we have a couple different storm systems making some headlines. First is a Clipper system bringing scattered rain and some light snowfall to the Midwest and to the Appalachians and interior Northeast. Most of the country is going to see a period of mild conditions as we head through the second half of the work week and get a little bit closer to the weekend. So a nice warmer pattern for many of us as we head into late this week. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And I gave you a true-false question yesterday. True or false, frogs get noisier before it rains. Do you think that is true or false? Well, the answer here is A, true. If you thought that seemed right, you are correct. In fact, it's also after it rains. Frogs can get louder before it rains because rain stimulates their call to mate. They can sense moisture in the air. That's why it happens before a rainfall or after. You may notice the frogs croaking a little bit louder. And rain and melting snow can provide puddles that keep frogs warm and provide water for their eggs and tadpoles eventually. So they love the rain. If you hear a bunch of frogs, it might mean you have a better chance for some rain showers or you just have high humidity. Congrats if A was your guess. Here's your chance to win your next opportunity for a quiz question tomorrow. What is the highest number of people who have died from a single direct lightning strike? One lightning strike. Number of people who have passed away from one single lightning strike. Do you think it is A, 3, B, 16, C, 21, or D, 57? You can let me know your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for listening this morning. Enjoy the day. Grab an umbrella just to be safe, but rain chances should remain very light. Still looking at a high temperature today, right around 60 degrees. And I'm expecting that we stay above freezing tonight with a low temperature of 34. I'll be back to chat with you again early tomorrow.